Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this evening's edition of Urban America Today Atlanta Special Edition. Tonight we have some new voices and some new faces on the air. So why don't we start off by introducing ourselves?
Heidi Anderson. Good to be with you all this evening.
And we'll start off tonight with our guest.
It's Heidi Anderson. Very good to be with you all this evening.
Hey, Heidi.
Sayuri Smith. I'm so excited to be here tonight.
Hi, and it's Shay back with you guys again. I'm excited to be here. And we have a special guest, authoress Alicia Coleman.
Hello, how are you guys doing today?
Oh, wonderful. Welcome. Okay, so this evening we're going to talk about several different topics, and we have a guest panelists that are going to wow you. And we're going to ask you all to call in this evening. I'll start out by giving you the phone number. It's 678-701-3738. I'll repeat that. Get your pens and papers ready. It's 678-701-3738. And we have some hot topics for you this evening. So get ready. Okay. The first topic we're going to start with would be the Georgia gun laws. Okay, who wants to start with that? Georgia gun laws. Heidi, what's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that, due to the fact that I work in the child advocacy world, is that we're going to probably have a numerous increase in cases going towards the future. Because now that guns can be allowed in churches and bars, now of course that's limited with, pastor's consent and so forth. I just feel like at this point, the country is on alert because of the cases that's going on in the media, and I just think it's going to increase, and I think we're going to see some copycat situations, unfortunately.
Okay, I'd agree with that. That's a great point. Suri, let me ask you, what do you think about guns in churches? Because I'm kind of conflicted on that. You say guns in churches, but there's a lot of collection that goes on in churches, and quite honestly, if someone were to think about robbing, honestly, where would you go? I mean, because that's where your guard is let down. That's where you go to praise and worship and really just surrender.
Right. But you know what? If you really believe in everything that you come to praise and worship God for, I don't think that you will need that type of protection if you really believe. And that to me is a conflict of what America is about. Because if we say in God we trust, why do we have to have guns everywhere we go, even if it is inside the church as well? That's really confusing, and it's conflicting to me if, we're not living what we're saying. And it's just coming out in policies like this one.
I'd agree, but do you remember a couple of years ago, I believe it was in, I want to say Pennsylvania, but I could be misspeaking, where a gentleman went to church and he opened fire and he killed several people. And had someone had a gun and been armed, maybe they could have,
Just
saved
more
a few
people would've
lives.
died. Just would have been more people died because people are crazy. We can't, figure who's going to snap when, but I don't think that walking around with a gun in your hip is going to decrease anything from happening. It's going to escalate everything because people have a lot of negative emotion. They walk around feeling some kind of way. You got road rage. People get mad, they get over it, and they keep going. But if you can have a gun with you, you may not get over. You may be able to act in that moment. And I don't think that's a good thing for us.
How about armed security in church? What about that?
Well, that already currently is happening. I know that that's going on in my church, but we also have at the beginning of our doors signs that say, no guns allowed, because our pastor has made the decision not to have guns in the church, and they have security when you walk through. So unfortunately, I'm seeing a great deal of that in Atlanta, from the smaller churches to even to the larger mega churches. Security is quite heightened.
Okay. Alicia Coleman, authoress. What's your feeling on the new
Well,
Georgia gun law?
The only issue I have is in the bars, because people, once you mix alcohol with anything, and it's a toxic mix. So what are the cautions or precautions they're going to take with the guns in bars? Because it's not someone means to shoot someone after they've been drinking and got into an argument, which is happening now anyway. But when I have a right to carry a gun to protect myself, if I feel threatened, will I have a right to kill that person? And according to stand your ground laws in Georgia, yes, I do.
Well, that's true. I don't. If you ladies saw on the news last night, I believe it was a gentleman in the playground. He was walking around with a gun on his hip, and several people called the police, and there was nothing they can do because he had a permit to carry, and he was just at the playground. You know, should he have been accosted? Should he have been approached? He just was at the playground with the gun on his hip.
That's weird though. It's like, why would you be at a playground with a gun though? Like, you could go crazy at a playground and shoot a whole bunch of kids because they're not going to do anything.
Absolutely.
If you're crazy and deranged, I mean, the fact that you got a permit does not make you stop being crazy and deranged.
Well, let me ask you: do you ladies have a permit to carry?
I need to get one.
Heidi, do you have a permit to carry?
So for my birthday this year, what had happened was that was actually what I asked for my birthday. I turned 41 this year, and I was like, I want a concealed weapons permit, and I want to go to the range, and I want a gun. So, I mean, and that's a personal choice, but also in the business that I work in, I travel a great deal. I do have safety concerns, and I do believe that at this point, people are using the laws as an excuse.
Okay, great, ladies. Thank you. Well, we're getting ready to go to break, and we ask you to stay with us because we'll be right back.
Are you in need of a dessert for a special event? Maybe a custom birthday cake. I know, it's your wedding day and you want a cake that will stimulate your taste buds and capture and create the memories for that special day. Well, Sweet Destination should be your choice. Let master sweet designer Montevia Gamble create a unique and delicious cake for your special occasion. But that's not all. Sweet Destination also creates other desserts, from cheesecakes, homemade fudge, brownies, cookies, pies, cake pops, cupcakes, and just about anything that you can think of. So check them out at sweetdestinations.com or on Facebook under Sweet Destinations. Remember, the greatest conversations take place on the road to the sweetest destinations of the human mind. So let's do more than business. Let's make memorable moments. We are Sweet Destinations. Tap Out Studios of Hollywood is one of Atlanta's newest visual and performing arts centers designed for you to perfect your creativity. Our 3,000 square foot event space includes a full bar, VIP section, movie screen, and 2 stages. Take advantage of our Spring Fling package deal for new and existing clients. Save over 40% when you rent our venue for $700 for events with more than 100 people. For booking information, contact Kendra at 404-578-1454. Located less than a half a mile off of I-20 off Fulton Industrial, we are Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, 620 Interchange Drive. Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, inspiring creativity, changing lives, and making dreams come true. Welcome to a new twist where the personal surroundings coupled with the reputation of professionalism and quality service makes a new twist Gainesville premier multicultural salon. Committed to creating a unique look for each individual, the incredible New Twist design team will thoroughly explore your wants and needs for your hair. Whether you're a full-time mom, a new executive, a student, or just a person on the go, from cut and color to style and set to braids and locks, a New Twist will find the look that fits your lifestyle. So check them out online at ANUTWIST.com. That's anewtwist.com. Also, if you're in the Gainesville area, stop by and see them. 813 West University Avenue, Gainesville, Florida. Give them a call at 352-373-3300. The hours of operation are Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. A New Twist Salon, putting a new twist on the same old you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Urban America Today, Atlanta Special Edition. Telephone number here is 678-701-3738. We're here with Heidi, Sur Sayiri, and Miss Alicia Coleman and Shawana. We're going to go back to Miss Alicia Coleman, and she was making her point on gun laws.
Yes, I just would like to say I think people have a right to carry guns and have permits, even though they're carrying them in a playground area, because you have a right to protect yourself or to bear arms. That's a part of our amendment. So I think it's all right that people carry guns, and the ones who are committing the crimes are not the ones who have the permits. The crazy people are not the ones that's getting permits and doing what's right by the law. The crazy ones are the ones that are stealing guns and using illegal firearms. So I think we need to separate the two when we look at what should we do to kind of curb those people that are coming in hurting our children with guns in schools.
So you're saying that it was okay for the man to have the gun with him at the playground, or?
Yes, I think it was perfectly normal.
So you as a mom, are you a mom?
Yes, I'm a mom of 7.
Oh, wow. God bless. You may need to have a gun. So you being a mom would have felt okay with the gentleman having the gun at the playground if your children were out there playing?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess you would have had yours with you as well, right?
Well, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that leads us to the next part of our show here this evening. We're going to have the authoress, Alicia Coleman, tell us a little bit about herself and the books that she has authored and things that she's doing, upcoming and exciting.
Yes, yes. The first thing I'm doing, I'm not only an author, but I'm also a poet, and I merged my two gifts together. This weekend, I will be at Cat's Cafe, and we will doing spoken word poetry. You can find everything on my website, or you can go to my like page, Alicia Coleman 2012, on Facebook. So, or you can go to Clean Up Woman, CleanUpWoma 2012 on Twitter, and that is my Twitter page to find updates on where I will be performing, if you would like to follow me.
Okay.
I'm also having an event tomorrow night called Sisters in Conversation, and we're talking about love, sex, and relationships, and it's in Riverdale, Georgia. Fayetteville, Georgia. And so that's going to be interesting because it's some of the things that women, we talk at it, but don't really fully embrace the truth of what's going on with sexuality, relationships, and love. So
Okay. Okay. How many books have you written?
I've written 4 books of the Clean Up Woman Chronicles, but I've only published 3 of them so far. The first book is If Your Wife Is So Good, Why Are You in the Bed With Me? The Confessions of a Clean Up Woman.
You have that on audio?
I am working on the audio version of it. It's not as easy as it used to be to get it put on audio. I believe I'm going to have to hire someone and do the audio myself.
Oh.
Yes,
I think you have 3 volunteers right here. Look. But tell us a little bit about the book.
The book follows the character Alicia Coleman, which is not me. The purpose of me having the name Alicia Coleman and writing under Alicia Coleman was God gave me the revelation that He is protecting me. So I'm a precious gem protected by God, and that is what Alicia Coleman means. And all women are Alicia Colemans. So that's why the character's name is Alicia Coleman. So it follows Alicia Coleman's journey through life in different relationships. So as she's going through these different relationships, she's trying to find herself. But she had something happen to her one summer day. So she keeps referring to this one summer day. And the one summer day changed her life forever. And she never knew how to separate that hurt and pain that she allowed herself to cut off her feelings. So she never allowed herself to heal to be able to have a productive relationship.
Right.
In the first book. Until she met this married man named Malcolm. She met Malcolm, and each book, the Clean Up Woman Chronicles, follow her and Malcolm's relationship, her ups and downs in relationships, and her issues with Malcolm and the things that happen even in women with women. As women have read the book, they've told me, oh, I see myself in that. Oh, that's what I did when I dated. So it gives you an inside look at yourself, because a lot of times we see ourselves in a different way than the world sees us. So I think I'm doing right, but am I really being honest with myself? So it lets you look at yourself and be honest with yourself about your true feelings. And I always tell women to get a journal as they read the book, or when they're doing anything, get a journal and journal yourself, and keep track of the things and the decisions that you've made throughout your life. But the issue with her and Malcolm in the book, she continues to fall short. Now, I can't give everything away because
Right,
the
so you
book.
gotta buy the book.
Yeah, some people will buy the book, but it's really interesting how Alicia decides to handle her relationship with Malcolm, and when his wife gets involved. So yes, and I will give one surprise away. She does get pregnant by this married man.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
Right. If I could comment, I do believe we all have a little bit of an Alicia Coleman within us where we don't deal with an existing hurt before we
Yes.
push on to something else, or we pass that on. And I do believe, I know I have an Alicia Coleman. Alicia Coleman to the second power.
But I think it's just human nature
It is.
that we don't really, instead of dealing with it, especially with women, because when men get hurt, oh, we know they're hurt, and they're like, no, I'm not going to do it. They're not going to. But women, we get out of a relationship and jump right back into another relationship because the advice is given, well, if that one hurts you, then move on.
You have any questions?
No,
Ladies?
I was just listening to what she had to say. I thought it was actually really interesting. But I honestly, when I read the title of your book, the one "If Your Wife is Good, Why Are You in the Bed with Me?" I thought, well, because you can be. That was really my thought at this point. And I'm a married woman, and so I see it as basically these are decisions and choices that we as women make.
Yes. Yes.
And none of us are perfect, and whether you're single, married, been there, done that, whatever. I think, like you said, we all either have Alicia Coleman in us or we've had it at some point. So,
Right.
I
Right.
agree with that.
Right.
Well, I know that for myself, I try to make it a point to learn, because if you don't, you start repeating it and you lose time that you can't get back. So it's really healthy to just try to always be learning.
Yes.
So, and I learned that early. I started dating real early. So just because my mom always allowed me to have a boyfriend ever since I was a child, she didn't think I was going to go all the way, but she told me, she said, that's what you're going to do when you grow up. This is, you have to know how to communicate with with
Yes,
people.
yes.
And I think a lot of women, their problem is they are restricted from interacting with men until they
Yes.
develop physically. So when your body is ready for sexual activity, that's when you're thrust into the presence of a man. And I think that's kind of backwards, that you would be able to have that I guess that chemical stuff happening in your mind with puberty, and then just the inexperience of always being separated, always just being with your girls, and all of a sudden you with a guy, and then he tells you what he wants you to do, and you're doing whatever because that's what you just want to be with him. So just having that experience of me being able to interact with guys keeps me always learning too, because I know how they think, and they talk real bad. They talk more than women. They talk about you bad.
Yeah, well, yes.
Once they have their way with you, they tell everybody. And I've seen it so many times that I just try to make sure I'm doing everything I can do to not be in that category, because it's bad
Right.
after that.
And I guess that takes me back to your title, which I think is very catchy, and that'd make me pick the book up. If your wife is so good, why are you in the bed with me? But my smart mouth and my thinking would be, well, if you're so good, why aren't you the wife? So I would turn it back around. So that would just lead me to the next question. So how do we view the side chicks in today's society? Because I'm just thinking that the side chicks, yes, you may get my husband in the bed now, but I'm the wife at home, and we say, oh, well, I'm the wife and I'm reaping the benefits of this, that, and the third. But that's the truth. I mean, he is coming home and he is providing whatever he is providing, however it may fall short. But how do we view side chicks in today's society? I mean, what do you think about that, Heidi? Miss Married Lady, how do you?
Really and truly?
Yeah, truly. I mean, how do we view side chicks? I mean, do you think we sensationalize them? Is that why people want to be a side chick? or think it's cool?
I think it's trendy. I think it's trending as we speak. I think everybody puts it on the forefront. Music puts it on the forefront. Movies, plays, anything that's hot is going to be hot for the moment. So I do think it's trendy. But the reality is, th- any woman can fall into any type of situation. So I am certainly not to judge, and I've been a single woman, and I've been out there in situations that I knew were wrong. So therefore, I'm not going to judge the next woman. But you know, we all have to come to a point where we make a decision that's best for us. And I think women tend to do things because we're nurturers. We tend to do things for everybody else, and then we forget ourselves. So when you start becoming honest with yourself as a woman, and you take a good look, then at that point, I think you begin to grow and figure, okay, is this really the situation I need to be in or not? Because either way, you're going to get a benefit. It's just what you feel like your work.
What do you want out of that?
Right.
Okay. And what do you think about social media? I know you look at Facebook, you look at these things that people post. How do you think they view side chicks?
I think side chicks come from female hatred of other females. Because once you go, if you've ever seen beautiful women that have dolled all the way up, walk through the mall with their nose in the air, guys are trying to talk to them and they won't talk to them. It makes me wonder, really, like, who would you let talk to you? They figure the only people they look at are other females. And once they see that female has a man, then they target that man because it's all about trying to get back at that female. I've seen it so many times. And to me, being a side chick is just one up in another woman. So when that female calls you, well, I got your man. That's the only thing she want to say. Because if you was really in a relationship to have her for the sake of being in an authentic relationship, you want somebody who wants you and nobody else, or wants you and wants to build with you instead of you trying to come in and destroy it. And a lot of these women who accept and embrace being a side chick have a spirit of just a devil on them. They have a spirit on them that is a taking spirit, and they just want to take. They don't want to build with anybody because it's hard to be somebody's woman. It's easy to be a side chick.
And
Miss
I
Alicia?
understand that. And I must say, 4 of the stories in my book are true. I haven't gotten to the point where I can say which 4 yet, but they're based on truth. I shouldn't say truth, but they're based on truth because I want to stay totally fictional. But at the way I wrote from the woman who didn't want to be known as a side chick, and she had the misconception that being the side chick, she could convince that man to go back to his wife. Because after 3 months, she's tired of him, or she's had her fill, and now it's time to send him back to his wife. That was a distorted thinking of her pain and the things that she went through, because she never wanted to be in a committed relationship herself, but she desired that compassion and love from a man, and that's a natural thing. So when I hear women saying, "Oh, I don't need a man," no, it's a natural nature that God said that he saw the man was lonely, so he took the man's rib and he created me, his helpmate. Right. And that's one of my pieces that I do call a woman's desire, because we know what we desire, but we're not honest with ourselves, or we're hurt, so we speak from our pain, and the pain is a misconception of what truly is happening. And I believe side chicks are being glorified. They're being glorified today. And even with my book, the title, and I must say, I have to give, because some people ask me where I get the title from. I'm an electrician. And I get hit on all the time. Oh my goodness, by men, married men, all the time. And they would always say, my wife is good, but my wife is good. And I guarantee any woman that's been hit on by a married man can say, my wife is this or that, but, she's good, but she doesn't do this. So that means that he isn't complete somewhere. What is lacking within him? And there is no excuse for cheating. The reason you cheat is because you made a conscious choice to be with someone else. You made a conscious choice to disrespect your mate and have relations with someone else. So there is no excuse that she was this, she was that. If she's this and she's that, or if he's this or he's that, leave them alone, move on to someone else, break off the relationship. There's no reason to cheat. There's no reason to cheat, and there's no excuse for cheating.
Right, I agree with you. And I think, if I could just add, I think that everyone doesn't start out wanting to be a side chick, and there are some people who really just aspire just to be a side chick.
Yes,
and
there
and
are.
like you said, people operate from a place of pain where they have been hurt before, and they said, you know what? I'll just settle for this. And I wouldn't say they start out to be wanting to be a side chick. They may just date someone and just want to date. And that person may choose to date someone else, and they happen to become a side chick because maybe they're not offering what that man may be looking for. You know, but then there are some people that just truly want to be a side chick because they think it comes with benefits, whether it's clothes, the shopping, the ambiance, being romanced and wooed. And then, of course, social media would sensationalize this, which will take us to our next topic later on in the show that we'll discuss, which is a popular topic that we've had. But I do believe that some women just truly aspire just to be a side chick just because they think it's popular.
But my thing is, a lot of men objectify women, so women they allow themselves to be objectified. So when you allow yourself to be objectified, you allow a man to tell you, well, my wife is all of these things, but really what he's saying is, I just want to have sex with you because you look awesome, and you know, I mean, I can have sex with her too, but like, you're just something, because he's not complimenting you on how beautiful your spirit is. He didn't see your spirit and say, oh, you know what, you should have been my wife. He didn't say none of that. What he's trying to do is get in your drawers.
Yes.
And if you let it happen,
You don't know anything about your spirit nor your personality.
And he doesn't really care.
And it's because men when men start to seek that, when they're seeking it, they're objectifying women.
Because we as women, we allow that though. Because we have the opportunity to stop that right up front like you would. Like you said you did. But we as women, we feed into that.
Because
You
a
know,
lot of us
we-
are empty, and we want somebody to want us for something.
Some of us
even
are
if it's for
empty.
the wrong stuff.
Or like you said, some of us just want to have that one up, even if we don't even know who we're having that one up on.
Well, I just wanted to say that part of my issue with this whole subject that we're talking about is the fact that really and truly, both men and women, the side chick phenomenon goes down to how the woman or the man was reared. Because, long story short, if you have no training in the beginning as to what to look for in a man or what to look for in a man, what you're supposed to do as a young woman or what you're supposed to do as a man. And I talk to a lot of girls all day because I'm a mentor to Minty, and I hear the same thing. Nobody ever taught me that, Miss Heidi. I mean, I don't think that a lot of times we sit down and take the time to talk to younger people to really see. We talk about them, around them, but
yes.
I don't know if we really talk to them. And when I start talking to them, they were never taught to value themselves, their bodies. They were never taught any of these things. So you're going to continue to see this as a phenomenon
Yeah.
because they don't even know who they are. And granted, most of us don't know who we are when we're young. But if we had some type of parenting structure, a father,
foundation.
mother, a foundation that we can at least build from,
That
we
village.
have something to always fall back on.
Yes.
And say, okay, wait, my mama taught me this, or my daddy taught me this. A lot of these young people don't even have that. So we're going to continue to see this as a problem, or continue to see this as sensational, because of the fact that our community is evolving and not necessarily evolving in the right direction.
In a positive manner. And I just want to say, side chicks didn't just start. Side chicks have been around for a long time. And you from the Bible days, you know. And the thing about it is that, you know, Granddaddy had a family in the home, but he also had some down the street, or you know. So the side woman is not something that just started. Why has it been accepted, and what dynamics changed in it? You know, are the questions that we should ask now.
Because we have low standards for black men. So black men feel like if they are present, they are doing the most. That's why. Because
I think
a
it's
lot
a
of
little
black
deeper than
men
that
are not
sometimes.
present. And so the fact that the black men that are present put their thumbs in their armpits, stick their chests out, and say, see, I'm doing it. And I'm a good man. And then a lot of women fall for that. You know what? You are a good man. I want you in my house. It's like I can't be in two places at one time, but they don't tell you that. They just say, okay, I'm going to have a kid with you, and I'll be down there sometime. And
Yeah.
I mean, and when I show up, I'm going to be the man then.
Yeah,
Because
but it's still
I'm going to
We have
show
to set a
up.
standard.
Yeah,
We
but it's
have
still
to
our
set a standard.
responsibility as women to question them, and we have to see our self-worth. It's not that, you know, some women are so desperate for a man, they're willing to accept anything, a piece of a man. And I need to stop saying man, because I believe a man is what we want,
Right.
but we should say males. We should distinguish the two. because not all males are men.
Right.
Just because you have a penis, and it does not mean that you are a man. So I think now we really, and I'm tired of this real man, because I keep seeing real man. No, it's man. Right. God created man. When he created that man, he created it perfect, just like he did a woman. So why are we saying we putting real on it? Because we have contaminated the word. And I believe we need to go back to saying man and male, or guys, because every person with a penis does not deserve the title of man.
You're right. You're right. So can we get your contact information? I need to follow you on Twitter and Facebook, all of that.
But you can still find me under Alicia, ALISHA, Coleman, COLMAN, 2012.com is my website, but it's also my Facebook page. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter under the same names, and Instagram. I forget. I had to update myself. I can't tell my age, but I had to try to get Instagram. My children laugh at me because I only had 12 posts. I'm learning. I'm getting there.
Okay, thank you. We'll be right back with Urban American Today, Atlanta Special Edition. 678-701-3738.
Roy, what are you up to?
Just trying to get this website done, and it is driving me crazy.
So why don't you check out designsbyrachelle.com?
Designsbyrachelle.com? What is that?
Only one of the best design companies on the net. They specialize in new and small businesses as well as ministries.
Well, that sounds good, but we need some serious stuff done, and I need to stay on budget.
They have top-notch web design and development, as well as print and graphic designs at a reasonable price.
So they can handle all our website as well as all of our email and print ads? Wow, what's that site again?
Designsbyrachelle.com. That's Designsbyrachelle.com. You won't be sorry, and then you can focus on more important parts of your business, like making money.
Well, that sounds great. Designsbyrachelle.com. I'm going there right now.
The Pink Tea Foundation is a 501c3 tax-exempt nonprofit organization dedicated to building character and developing life skills that enhance the lives of girls ages 8 to 18 through the game of golf. In addition to teaching fundamental golf skills, Pink Tea focuses on critical thinking, discipline, academic achievement, and preparation for obtaining golf scholarships. In order to continue the growth of our program and bring our program to a city near you, Pink Tea needs your help today. No matter how large or how small, your contribution can help make a difference in a young girl's life. Log on to pinkteegolf.com. That's pink, P-I-N-K-T-T-E-E, golf.com. And make your donations now or call us at 214-943-GOLF. The Pink Tea Foundation, changing futures one swing at a time.
Lisa, you've been staring at that computer screen for 30 minutes. What's wrong?
Oh, it's my new marketing campaign. I want to tell people how great my business is, but I don't know what to say. I need copy for the website, newsletters, and brochure, and I'm drawing a blank. Writing just isn't my thing.
My boss had the same problem, and he called Put It in Writing Professional Writing Service.
Put it in writing? What's that?
It's a business just for people who need copywriting, but don't have the budget for the big marketing and PR firms. They help my company tell everyone about the great products and services we offer through our website. And when my cousin recorded his CD, put it in writing, wrote his bio and press release. They even do resumes.
That's good to know because I'll be looking for a job if this business doesn't take off.
Don't worry. Call the professionals at Put It in Writing at 901-359-6629 and check out the website at putitinwriting2.com. That's putitinwriting, the numeral 2.com.
Tap Out Studios of Hollywood is one of Atlanta's newest visual and performing arts centers designed for you to perfect your creativity. Our 3,000 square foot event space includes a full bar, VIP section, movie screen, and 2 stages. Take advantage of our Spring Fling package deal for new and existing clients. Save over 40% when you rent our venue for $700 for events with more than 100 people. For booking information, contact Kendra at 404-578-1454. Located less than a half a mile off of I-20 off Fulton Industrial, we are Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, 620 Interchange Drive. Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, inspiring creativity, changing lives, and making dreams come true.
Everyone needs a way to add gold to their financial portfolio. Carrot Bars International makes gold affordable to the masses with the freegoldplan.com. Get gold in 24 karat 999.9% pure gold bullion in small affordable weights. Save your money in gold and even get paid to share with others how to do the same. No broker fees, no setup fees, and with referrals, your gold can be free. Go to thefreegoldplan.com. That's thefreegoldplan.com now.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Urban America Today Atlanta Special Edition. Hi, welcome back. We're here with Heidi in Sayre. And Miss Alicia Coleman, the authoress, has left the building to tend to some of her business, but she did leave her phone number, and she said that you all can feel free to call her. I asked her, was she sure? And she said yes. Well, you know what? We should check and see if this is the right number, but she left it for us. It's 404-604-1304. And that's Alicia Coleman, the authoress of the Cleanup Woman Chronicles. Cleanup Woman Chronicle, Alicia Coleman, 2012.com. Okay, that was really enjoyable, huh, ladies?
It was
very
awesome.
informative. Okay, so how you ladies doing? How's your week going so far? Sayre?
It was a long week, and what day is it? Thursday. It's long, and I'm glad it's Thursday. Just thank God I'm in the moment. I'm just living in the moment right now.
Living in the moment. What about you, Heidi? How's your week been?
It's been busy. It's been a long week, but you know God is good. And just keeping it
All the time. Yes, he is. It has truly been a long week. I had the privilege or the pleasure of having my manager with me all day, which was great and wonderful. Oh, yes, and exciting. So that was good, but we made it through. Thank God. Thank God. So I'm glad to be here.
Right.
Glad to be here. So now that we've covered our first couple of topics, I'd like to go into our next topic of the sex tape.
Okay, wait. Which sex tape?
The one that, not yours, not mine. You know, but honestly, there's this phenomenon about a sex tape, and I haven't seen a sex tape. So can you guys tell me what sex tape the media and the frenzy's about? And who is? Can you tell me who Mimi is?
Mimi.
Because I don't know who Mimi is. Mimi Faust.
Okay, her.
And I don't even know what show this is because I've never watched it.
Okay, Love and Hip Hop. I saw it on Instagram. I have not seen the actual flick, I have seen pictures of it where people have screenshot and made little comments, whatever. And I would say that, you know, I mean, as an adult, you can do whatever you want to do.
Right.
But you don't want to cry about it after you do it. You know, you don't want to regret. You know, you don't want to live with regret.
Right.
And we know that there's a lot of technology out here. So when you do stuff like this, it lasts forever. We know this before we do stuff. So, you know, to cry about it afterward, I'm kind of confused. I don't really understand what you thought was going to happen.
Right.
I mean, you know, I don't know. And I mean, there's money involved. I don't know. I mean, let me tell you something about me. I used to be a stripper. So to me, I always think of how much am I getting out of this before I do it.
Right.
And I'm looking about, you know, about it being an entertainment value. I get it. I mean, I've never done porn.
Right. Right. But
I'm just saying, as a in the context of adult entertainment,
right.
Okay, because you know that is a field to be in.
It's a huge business.
It is, and you know we can't do that as black women. We can't make a sex tape and come up like Kim K. Let's just keep it 1,000 right now.
Kim did it, right?
She did. So
she make any money off that?
I mean, she married to Kanye West. I mean, she's her though. You know what I'm saying? Mimi, you're you. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I love you for who you are in the
Mimi
Lord.
live here in Atlanta?
Yes.
Mimi, if you're listening, can you call in? That's 678-701-3738.
I mean, I'm not judging anybody. All I'm saying is that you got to make sure your money is already in place. Because see, that's the one thing I can respect about Kim K. She owns the rights to her tapes.
Okay. Okay.
And that's all I'm gonna.
So how much did she get paid for the tape?
I don't know.
Okay. And what was the reason behind the tape?
I'm gonna say this: if you're crying, you don't feel like you got enough.
Okay. Okay.
Right? I mean, if you're crying, if you're like, I have a daughter, you're like, you know what? If your paperwork is good, you're like, yeah, I got a daughter, and her future is straight on the strength of me.
Okay. Okay. All right. Heidi, and your take on this?
Well, two things.
Okay.
I have seen the flicks because of the fact that somebody, whoever they are, hit my Facebook and tagged me on a whole flick. And so when I opened up my Facebook page, that was the first thing I saw. I was like, oh, this is not good. I'm at work. I'm about to be fired. Can we get some technical help? And let me just say this. From time to time, I flip to the TV. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and tell y'all I haven't stopped on some of these reality shows because I'd be lying. I'd be so lying.
Right. But I'm telling the truth.
No, but my thing about this tape is this is my issue. Once again, you grown. You can do whatever you want to do. And she's real grown. I think she's in her mid-40s. And I think her man, yes, that's what she said when I saw an interview. So, you know, handle your business, whatever you want to do, what floats your boat with your partner or so forth. I could care less about that. And there's two issues that I had. One issue, she said that after it came out, she said it was taken and it wasn't supposed to ever be released, that it was private property, in an interview that I saw her do this week when I was trending through the net. And that, okay, so once again, you know, we've heard that story. Even Kim used that story initially, that this tape was stolen, which it could have been. I don't know because I wasn't there. That's the first thing. And then there was another story about she got paid about $100,000 initially up front from Vivid Entertainment for the tape. But my issue with the whole piece is the motivation behind the tape in the first place. You're already a reality star. You're already in this business. Reality TV is not making people wealthy unless you Nene. You know what I'm saying? And she got other things going on. I'm just keeping it real.
Right.
And everybody is not Nene Leakes. So my thing is, you knew what you was doing. So that tells me your motivation is strictly about money.
Right.
It doesn't matter to me what kind of interview you give. And I don't know you personally. I'm just telling you what it looks like. So you have a daughter, and you said, you know, you're concerned about your daughter, but this is all for the upcoming beginning of your reality show, the premiere of this show, and to push the show and you as far as you can go with it. So therefore, the motivation behind the whole piece for me is just wrong. So it's not about the tape. It's about why you're doing what you're doing. It just I'd rather you come out and say, yes, I made some paper because I had some bills to pay.
Right, right.
And y'all don't pay my bills. But that's not what was said.
Right. Do you know how much she got paid?
There's all kinds of amounts floating around.
on the media and online, I heard $100,000. Initially, I heard $1 million, but then I thought she's Mimi Fowles, who would pay her $1 million, but I don't know her. So therefore, I just wanted to say that I just didn't care for the motivation behind the tape in the first place, which is just be honest with the reason why you did it in the first place.
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, it's one thing to do something like that, but then it's another thing to have proof that it happened. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
like that's the reason I brought up the fact that I used to be a stripper, because it's like, okay, I could say that all day long. Nobody have no video of me.
Right.
You know, it doesn't mean as
You
much.
sure of that?
I should. Yeah, very much so.
No, I'm saying.
I am. I mean, it's for me to. I have not. I mean, I am not afraid of anything because I was very, very, very cautious.
Absolutely.
Nobody knows that unless I tell them out of my mouth.
Exactly.
And a lot of people didn't even believe it when I was there. They talked to me like, "Why are you here?" But the point is, I did all of that to take care of my son, right?
Right.
And I'm
Right.
not crying about it right now
Right,
because
right.
nobody can make it's nothing for me to feel bad about. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So if you do all of that and then you want to cry about it, that's why I'm confused, because it's like you knew the repercussions, especially with you being older. You
Right.
know, I mean, you can see the end of something at the beginning of something.
Right. Right.
I mean, and it's not technology is not brand new.
Okay, watch how you throw that older word around, because, you know, she and I ain't too far apart in
I
age,
mean, you can, but you know what I mean.
But let me ask
You
you,
know what I
you know, what about, you know, so I've heard that Home Depot and Lowe's can't keep these shower rods on the shelf. You think, you think maybe she can get some money from that part
you
of the
know
deal?
what?
And I'm serious,
If
because
she didn't cash in the beginning, and see, that's what
I'm just saying that's another avenue.
Maybe she could be a spokesperson at some point for Home Depot. Hopefully, you know, if she's listening, that would be one thing that she could come, you know, and you know, capitalize on that while it's hot. You know, you want to do that right now, Mimi. But to just feel like it's owed to you, people don't do that. I mean, people use bling bling, and Lil Wayne don't get paid. They straight stole that from Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, he wasn't thinking in the future. If he was, he'd get paid.
So I would just say the best thing to do is just kind of not to make a video. Just kind of keep your business to yourself.
I mean, get a mirror. You know, you can see it.
The ceiling mirrors, did they stop doing that? They used to do that, right? Put mirrors on the ceiling above the beds. I'm just hearing. I heard again.
I don't know. That sounds like that could be dangerous.
Like, not with the adhesive. I just heard.
There was one other point that I just wanted to make to end this off. She's talking about the economical piece. I understand exactly what she's saying about keeping, but the interesting thing about our community when we do these things versus maybe other cultures is, I'm just going to give this as an example. Have you ever noticed when you go to the restaurants that they can't sing happy birthday straight, that all the restaurant happy birthday songs are a version or a variation of what is something different? It's not actually happy birthday, because the owner, the person who wrote the song, has the rights to the song, and he secured and locked that down a long time ago. So therefore, anytime anybody makes the song, they have to pay him. So I just don't think that we as a community all think like that. I mean, and let's be real, because really, if this was about the mighty dollar, you need to be thinking about future monies, not current monies, because $100,000 after taxes ain't much. I'm just keeping it real.
And I think, you know what though, because on the show her man was stolen from her. I feel like she needed redemption in that. That was really about redemption for me. It's like, okay, a stripper, some random female got my man. So what I'm gonna do is make a sex tape. I can see that. I mean, it makes sense in that way. Let me just come and try to help her a little bit.
Right. So, you know, and to Heidi's point, that kind of takes me to the next thing we could talk about too, the image of black women in media. How do you ladies feel that we're now portrayed in the media? Do you feel that, going back to side chicks and sex tapes and scandal, how do you feel that we're portrayed in the media? I mean, what happened to the Claire Huxtables?
Well, good question. I don't think the Claire Huxtables of the world ever went anywhere. I just don't think they're portrayed on TV. Not in a great amount. Occasionally I'll flip through some channels and see some real inspirational stuff, and we as women we must have really fought to get a role.
What channels are those on?
Yeah, didn't I say occasionally? I've seen a couple Lifetime movies. Jill Scott did a movie that I was very impressed with, her coming back. But a lot of times, I just really want to say this. I think the way we are portrayed is based upon what a certain type of woman is doing in the world today, and that's not the average woman. Everybody's not riding around in BMWs and Bentleys. Everybody isn't trying to find a baller. Everybody is in the club every night pumping up. That's just not what we do. And the other thing is that they always make us highly sexualized anyway. So we all got to have thousands of kids and doing all these kinds of things. And I'm married and I've never had a child, so there are a lot of women who are just not the portrayal of what we see on TV. And so unfortunately, like I said, until we start to define that for ourselves, I think it's just going to continue to stay the same way, unless some people decide to go into a different direction in the industry.
Right. Sayuri?
I think, okay, the portrayal of women in the media is very, very dear to me because I've been around completely beautiful women. So, I mean, but I think we should talk about that when we come back from break.
Okay.
And everybody stay tuned. This is Urban America Day today, Atlanta edition. Call in at 678-701-3738. Stay tuned.
Everyone needs a way to add gold to their financial portfolio. Carrot Bars International makes gold affordable to the masses with the freegoldplan.com. Get gold in 24 karat 999.9% pure gold bullion in small affordable weights. Save your money in gold and even get paid to share with others how to do the same. No broker fees, no setup fees, and with referrals, your gold can be free. Go to thefreegoldplan.com. That's thefreegoldplan.com now.
Are you in need of a dessert for a special event? Maybe a custom birthday cake. I know, it's your wedding day and you want a cake that will stimulate your taste buds and capture and create the memories for that special day. Well, Sweet Destination should be your choice. Let master sweet designer Montevia Gamble create a unique and delicious cake for your special occasion. But that's not all. Sweet Destination also creates other desserts, from cheesecakes, homemade fudge, brownies, cookies, pies, cake pops, cupcakes, and just about anything that you can think of. So check them out at sweetdestinations.com or on Facebook under Sweet Destinations. Remember, the greatest conversations take place on the road to the sweetest destinations of the human mind. So let's do more than business. Let's make memorable moments. We are Sweet Destinations. Tap Out Studios of Hollywood is one of Atlanta's newest visual and performing arts centers designed for you to perfect your creativity. Our 3,000 square foot event space includes a full bar, VIP section, movie screen, and 2 stages. Take advantage of our Spring Fling package deal for new and existing clients. Save over 40% when you rent our venue for $700 for events with more than 100 people. For booking information, contact Kendra at 404-578-1454. Located less than a half a mile off of I-20 off Fulton Industrial, we are Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, 620 Interchange Drive. Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, inspiring creativity, changing lives, and making dreams come true.
Welcome to a new twist where the personal surroundings coupled with the reputation of professionalism and quality service makes A New Twist Gainesville premier multicultural salon. Committed to creating a unique look for each individual, the incredible New Twist design team will thoroughly explore your wants and needs for your hair. Whether you're a full-time mom, a new executive, a student, or just a person on the go, from cut and color to style and set to braids and locks, A New Twist will find the look that fits your lifestyle. So check them out online at ANUTWIST.com. That's ANewTwist.com. Also, if you're in the Gainesville area, stop by and see them. 813 West University Avenue, Gainesville, Florida. Give them a call at 352-373-3300. The hours of operation are Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. A New Twist Salon, putting a new twist on the same old you.
Welcome back to Urban America Today Atlanta Special Edition. We have Heidi and Sair Reed. 678-701-3738. Welcome back. And I am Shawana Kenner. We were talking at break, having a good time, but we're going to go back into images of black women in media. And I believe Sairi was making a point, and I'll allow you to finish that before we start talking about our next thing here.
Right. Okay, women focus on physical beauty because that's pushed, it's kind of pushed into our face that we need to look a certain way. And if we don't look a certain way, we feel like we are not measuring up as a woman. So what we do is, and I know so many beautiful, she is taking so much time in investing in her physical beauty. She buys the hair, she buys the eyelashes, she gets her makeup done, she gets her nails done, toes done. She looks perfect. But the question is, what does her spirit look like? And a lot of those women who put a lot of time into looking good are not good. They're really not good. When it comes to their spirit, they cannot keep a man in their vicinity for long because they have such a messed up attitude and their spirit is ugly. And the question is, what would we look like if we could see each other's spirit? If we could see your spirit, what would that look like? And a lot of women get taken off track because in the media, we don't have to know what your spirit looks like. And in real life, you do. That's why certain people who look a certain way are married. The people who are in the magazines aren't necessarily married, and a lot of the regular women can't figure out why they don't have a man. Well, I look so good. I do this, and she don't look, and it's confusing. I look just like a model. Matter of fact, I am a model. Why don't I have a man? That's the real epidemic that we're facing, even in the media with Scandal. She has everything together, but she don't have her own man. Mary Jane, whatever that was. Everybody don't have their own man. So we're not focusing on spirituality because that is what happens when you get married. Your spirits come together and you're as one, and you too are married to God. And a lot of people want that, but they're not doing what it takes to nurture and get a beauty regimen, get a health and beauty regimen for your spirit. Study the Bible. And I wrote a book called Scriptures for Strippers because we have a lot of issues that we deal with that the Bible can help us with, but we don't feel like we can go to the Bible because we're so worldly. We look so good, so we don't feel like, everything else has just happened to us, but we have to know that we have to nurture and have a regimen for our spirit as well. And I think that the problem with the images of women in the media is that they're not focusing more on their personal life and how they're feeling at life, period. You just look good, that's all. And I think a lot of women, when they start to understand that these young girls say, okay, she's beautiful, but she don't have a boyfriend, she don't have a husband, she don't have any kids, she don't have anybody but just her and her shoe collection. I think that will help put a lot of stuff in perspective for the young girls so that they can aspire to be a real woman in all of its beauty and on every level.
Okay, now you mentioned Scandal. Now I know you got a lot of folks out there ready to have a fight with you because
I used to watch Scandal.
I know, but I'm just saying I was going to stir the pot with that myself. But I'm just saying because we talk about the image of black women in media, and I'm a former Scandal recovering person here myself. And I hadn't watched it in quite a while. I may lose some friends and some Facebook friends behind this comment here. But how do you ladies feel about, I mean, I like Kerry Washington. I mean, the show Scandal is good, but the truth be told, the portrayal of a black woman in media, what she's doing is not necessarily the right thing, because if the truth be told, she's a side chick to the president. So what do you ladies take on that? Heidi, come on. What you got, Heidi? Because you're a married woman. Your husband's your president.
And you know, Scandal is my guilty pleasure. I'm gonna just be real.
Right, it can be your guilty pleasure.
I can't even. I'm not even gonna lie on that one. That's my guilty pleasure. I follow it. We Facebook it. You know, we even have the little Scandal parties. Lord, I think my mom was calling. Anyway, hopefully she's not listening. But honestly, you know, there's something about Scandal. I wanted to bring this up, and I talked to other couple of girlfriends about this, and this is real. Yes, it is true. Kerry is the side chick in Scandal. She is. But the thing that I think draws a lot of women to her are all the other things about her. And it's like they always, I was talking to my girlfriends about this, they always want to put the side chick part to the side and focus in on all of her other qualities. So but the funny thing about that show is that I thought was interesting is that in the first couple of seasons of Scandal, she was fixing everybody's issues. Now these last season, she's the one who needs fixing. And it's just not, the whole point of Scandal was the fact that she was the fixer. It's based on a true woman's story. There is a person who fixes these situations and bends the media and changes the story when scandals occur. So if they had stuck to that, then I think a lot of people who had dropped off would have stayed on the train. But because of the fact that she's now the one who needs fixing, and it just seems like she's not fixing anybody else's stuff, it's a train wreck. So I can admit that. But yes, it is my guilty pleasure, so I'm gonna keep it real on that.
I used to watch Scandal too. Okay, I don't want to be a Scandal hater because I'm not. At first, I was kind of like confused because everybody was talking about it, you know, and I said, okay, then what? So I watched it and I was like, wow, this is good because the storylines are awesome.
Right.
You know, you can't deny that.
Shonda got her thing together.
But what it does is it subliminally programs professional women who have it all together in other areas to accept nothing in the romance department. It programs them to expect to have like it's just haywire, because a lot of women who have it all together, who are married and they have a great husband and they have kids and all that, those are the women that sit around and say, I wish I had a career, right? I mean, because we can't have it all, you know. We have to just accept that, like, we can have a little bit of everything, but we can't have all of everything. But I think the Scandal and subliminally programs you to know that on a bad level, just like you don't even expect it.
But don't you think society is the one that's saying we want to see this, because obviously that's what we're going to. You know, we're watching it. We're saying, hey, we want to see it. We want to see it. So of course that's a need.
Well, it's just validating the wrong point.
Right.
I mean, it's not helping anybody step up to be better in anything. Really,
that's
it's
media.
Yeah, it's really just helping you settle and just validating all the wrong stuff. You know what I mean? It's not, you're not gonna reach for the top. You're just gonna say, you know what? Call me Carrie. That's my new name, because I'm, you know. Instead of me stepping up and saying, I'm going to have respect for myself and let this man know, I'm not going to be, you know, having sex with you in the car, you know, every time I see you, you know, because you got a wife.
Right.
Instead of, you know what, once you get finished over here, you know, you need to come to me. But it's like what people are doing is that I went to a Scandal party, and the single women that were cheering, it kind of made me sad for them. Because it was like, really, what you're doing is you're being validated in the wrong direction. And it was it was validating them, like literally, like they was like high-fiving each other. And it's like, if you were married, you wouldn't be high-fiving. Like, you could tell the women that were married, because they were just kind of looking like, yeah. But the women who were really the side chicks was just like really some cheerleaders.
But do you think we all at one time, or some people all at one time, could identify with that part?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly?
I do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I do.
So I'm thinking that probably the part of us as a woman that maybe at one time we were that woman, or maybe somebody wasn't, but they wanted to be that person,
Right.
or
I mean, I see the relevance of it. I mean, it's because it's happening. Like, that's who we are. But I don't think it should be glorified that that's who we should be. Because, I mean, she is a superhero in every other area. And it's kind of like, so really what you need to be is a superhero and then fail yourself. Because you go home and you drink a glass of wine and you fight the urge to shoot yourself in the head. That's basically what it will boil down to in real life.
Right. Hey, I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Yvonda Hunter up in the NY. I know she's on listening. Hey, Yvonda, how you doing?
Call in, Yvonda. Do you have the phone number?
Right, if you got a minute, call in. I'd like to speak to you. Go on, give it a number.
678-701-3738. We want to hear from somebody else. We love each other, but we want to hear y'all too.
I agree.
Right, Heidi's mama's calling now. That's awesome. Okay, so we were talking earlier, and we said that Heidi, you made a comment. You said when I mentioned Claire Huxtable. I mean, I grew up watching the Huxtables. I mean, that was the Model Family, that and the Fresh Prince. Mm-hmm. You know, we watched that, and what else? What other shows were out there at the time? Well, the Jeffersons, no. Well, Good Times was way back in the 70s. You know, we didn't necessarily aspire, but we saw where they made some changes and where they came from, the Jeffersons, you know, where they made strides. And I kind of feel like Blacks in Media, we started there. You know, the song, I'm not into rap, but we started from the bottom, now we here.
We are.
You know? That's a song there. But I'm saying it's like we started with the Good Times and the Jeffersons and those shows, and I would think that we'd be somewhere else, but I kind of sometimes feel like we're going backwards.
But you know,
when you look at some of the things that we're doing
in the media, yeah. But I'm gonna tell you something that I wanted to start was a campaign for Black men, because I see a lot.
Okay.
I see a lot of men with women.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can we just stop 1 second? Sorry, we have a caller calling in here. Okay, hi caller. Who do we have on the line? What's your name? Hello, caller?
Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you, but I don't think we have you on the air here. Hold on 1 second.
Say something.
Caller, say something.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
Doing well. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
This is Rod.
Hi. Hey, Rod.
Hey, Rod, how you doing?
What's going on? I love the show. I love what you ladies are doing. It's really great.
Wow, where you calling from, Rod?
Palm Beach County, Florida.
All right. All right. Did you have any questions for us?
I just wanted to make a comment. You guys are talking about scandal and how it's really popular, but I think that when you look at when you see Rashad Britton looking at really a classic tragic hero or heroine, but you know everybody can relate to that because that person is not perfect. You know that person has a flaw in their character, which everyone can relate to. You know they have flaws in their character, so they can see this woman and say, "Wow, she really has it all," except. You know, the guy she's in love with happens to be back and happens to be the president. So, you know, all those other complications, which, you know, makes it one thing on television. But, you know, I think people, not just women, but I think men can somewhat identify with that as well.
Wow.
That's true. That's true.
No, I agree.
Now, I give her props all day long, absolutely. And you're right, we're all imperfectly perfect. I agree with that 100%. I agree with you there. But do you not agree that at a point that we are possibly sensationalizing a behavior?
Yeah, and what I was going to say, actually to that point is that, you know, at the same time, you don't want to glorify and say, you know, that's how it should be. It's great. You really should kind of say, especially if you have like younger people watching, you know, take that time to educate them and say, look, this is entertainment, this is TV, but this is not what you really want. And I think, you know, all the older people who are watching it should also kind of, you know, rein themselves in and say, hey, you know, that was great entertainment for about an hour, but, you know, I got to deal with real life and I can't do that.
Okay.
You know, it's funny about what Rod says. Sometimes I think that we listen to or we like to watch train wrecks to make us feel a little bit better about what we got going on in our own situations. I mean, if you really look at the dynamics of TV, it's getting a lot more sensational than it used to be. I remember, and even at a little earlier in the evening, because now TV, at least from when I was growing up, you know, there were things that they didn't do and say on TV, and now it's kind of like
wide open.
Wide open. You're absolutely right, Sayuri. So I think that these things are going to continue. I mean, we used to talk like this about soap operas back in the day, and I don't hear a lot of women talk about soap operas so much anymore. But thank you, Rod, so much for calling in and your comments. We definitely appreciate you coming in on a conversation, especially a male perspective.
Thank you, Rod. All right. Thank you. We'll be back with Urban America Today in Atlanta.
Hey, Roy, what are you up to?
Just trying to get this website done, and it is driving me crazy.
So why don't you check out designsbyrachelle.com?
Designsbyrachelle.com? What is that?
Only one of the best design companies on the net. They specialize in new and small businesses as well as ministries.
Well, that sounds good, but we need some serious stuff done, and I need to stay on budget.
They have top-notch web design and development, as well as print and graphic designs at a reasonable price.
So they can handle all our website as well as all of our email and print ads? Wow, what's that site again?
Designsbyrachelle.com. That's Designsbyrachelle.com. You won't be sorry, and then you can focus on more important parts of your business, like making money.
Well, that sounds great. Designsbyrachelle.com. I'm going there right now.
The Pink Tea Foundation is a 501c3 tax-exempt nonprofit organization dedicated to building character and developing life skills that enhance the lives of girls ages 8 to 18 through the game of golf. In addition to teaching fundamental golf skills, Pink Tea focuses on critical thinking, discipline, academic achievement, and preparation for obtaining golf scholarships. In order to continue the growth of our program and bring our program to a city near you, Pink Tea needs your help today. No matter how large or how small, your contribution can help make a difference in a young girl's life. Log on to pinkteegolf.com. That's pink, P-I-N-K-T-T-E-E, golf.com. And make your donations now or call us at 214-943-GOLF. The Pink Tea Foundation, changing futures one swing at a time.
Lisa, you've been staring at that computer screen for 30 minutes. What's wrong?
Oh, it's my new marketing campaign. I want to tell people how great my business is, but I don't know what to say. I need copy for the website, newsletters, and brochure, and I'm drawing a blank. Writing just isn't my thing.
My boss had the same problem, and he called Put It in Writing Professional Writing Service.
Put it in writing? What's that?
It's a business just for people who need copywriting, but don't have the budget for the big marketing and PR firms. They help my company tell everyone about the great products and services we offer through our website. And when my cousin recorded his CD, Put It in Writing wrote his bio and press release. They even do resumes.
That's good to know, because I'll be looking for a job if this business doesn't take off.
Don't worry. Call the professionals at Put It in Writing at 901-359-6629 and check out the website at putitinwriting2.com. That's putitinwriting2.com.
Tap Out Studios of Hollywood is one of Atlanta's newest visual and performing arts centers designed for you to perfect your creativity. Our 3,000 square foot event space includes a full bar, VIP section, movie screen, and 2 stages. Take advantage of our Spring Fling package deal for new and existing clients. Save over 40% when you rent our venue for $700 for events with more than 100 people. For booking information, contact Kendra at 404-578-1454. Located less than a half a mile off of I-20 off Fulton Industrial, we are Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, 620 Interchange Drive. Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, inspiring creativity, changing lives, and making dreams come true.
Everyone needs a way to add gold to their financial portfolio. Carrot Bars International makes gold affordable to the masses with the freegoldplan.com. Get gold in 24-karat 999.9% pure gold bullion in small affordable weights. Save your money in gold and even get paid to share with others how to do the same. No broker fees, no setup fees, and with referrals, your gold can be free. Go to thefreegoldplan.com. That's thefreegoldplan.com now.
Hey, okay. Hi, everybody. We're back with Urban America Today Atlanta Special Edition with Heidi and Sairi. 678-701-3738. Okay, that last topic about from that sex tape into the image of black women in the media. So now we're going to talk a little bit about work-life balance, as we talk about in HR and you know, in the business field, but balancing career and our personal life. I mean, I know for me that's very difficult because working, family, children, and you know, I have parents that are getting older and they're having some health challenges, so it's very difficult, you know, to balance a 9 to 5, if there's a such thing anymore as 9 to 5, because I don't really believe anybody works 9 to 5 anymore.
Right.
You know, some days it's more like 9 to 9. You know, who has a 9 to 5? The banks, bankers.
And
right.
theirs is actually 9 to 4. So.
Right,
Yeah.
and they got Saturdays off. Well, no, they work 3 hours on Saturday. Right, 9 to 4.
Okay.
With an hour lunch break.
Okay.
Right, right. But just asking you ladies, Sayuri, how do you find the work-life balance? I know that you said you had a son, so you're a parent, and you work, of course, and you're out here tonight. So how do you juggle?
It's really difficult because I used to homeschool my son, so it was really, really crazy for me because I would work at night and then, you know, homeschool in the day and try to get a whole bunch of other stuff done during the day and try to transition and do my other businesses during the day. So really it comes down to time management and budgeting and budgeting your time and budgeting your money and just making time for your family and your friends. It becomes harder when you become more ambitious, and you just hope that those people around you understand your vision, and a lot of them won't. And sometimes you just don't have the energy to explain it to them. You just keep moving.
Right.
And then when you get there, you're like, see, this is what I was trying to do, you know, and just do it, you know, like that. But see, as a woman, you know, that's hard for us to do because we want to be there for other people and we want to be that nurturer. We want to help everybody else get on too because we don't want to leave anybody behind.
Right.
And me right now, I'm learning that regardless of whatever you're doing, you may have to leave people. You know, everybody's not going where you're going. And that, for me, is the hardest part of balancing it because I do it for the people that's around me. And it's like really just trying to transition that thought process and attitude toward doing it for me and doing it for my son, doing it because that's what my calling is, as opposed to doing it for those around me because they might not be there when I get to where I'm going.
Right.
So that's how I feel about it.
How old is your son?
He's 6.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what's that, first grade?
It's supposed to be first grade, but see, that's a whole different topic because we're getting ready to talk about public school system.
Oh, okay.
His birthday is later, so they put him in the kindergarten. Although he can read on the 3rd grade level, he could add, subtract, multiply, and divide. He knows sign language. He knows a little bit of Japanese. He knows a little bit of French. He's smart, but, you know, the public school system is what it is, so let's just move on.
Look like he's going to have to teach me a few things maybe to help me balance my career and my work-life balance. Okay, and Heidi, what about you? I mean, I know that you say you travel and, you know, you are married and no children, so just tell us a little bit about how you do what you do.
I think that any kind of balance is the challenge. Okay, it's up front, it's all a challenge. But what I am finding as I've gotten a little older, and I can just say this proudly, is that I realize not to sweat the small stuff anymore, and I have put my priorities sort of in order. I actually journal. I actually keep a calendar. I actually keep my life and myself organized, which is something I didn't do when I was younger. So I really realized I was all over the place. And even in going through my career over the years, I'm just at a better place, mind, body, spirit, spiritually, just all around, and much more calmer with my job. So you know, it's a nice balance for me right now. But I agree with Sairi. The way I deal with the fact that when you become ambitious and you have things that you're trying to do and everybody can't go with you is I really stick to like-minded folks. Okay. So I've had the same crew and we're all on the same point of view and we're all doing our things. And we don't have to see each other every day. We don't even have to see each other every month. But when we do get together, we're all still thinking alike, moving, and so I find it motivating to be around people who I feel are smarter than I. My daddy used to tell me all the time, if you're the smartest person in your group, you need a new group. So that motivates me to be around women and men who are moving and shaking and doing things and have the same visions that I have. Right. And so that helps you to continue to be motivated and do your thing. And from the family side, I mean, bottom line is it's really important, at least from a marriage perspective, to have a partner that supports you and your dreams and your ambitions as well as you support theirs. Traveling is something I love, and actually traveling has been a saving grace because it gives my mate and I the time we need apart, and then we miss each other, so we like to come back together. So yeah, that's my piece on the work-life balance. It is definitely a challenge.
So how do you ladies spend time with, say, your friends and with your mate, or if you're dating? How do you juggle the two? How do you separate those times and say, oh, I'm going to hang out with my girls and we're going to do this, and then spend time with your husband? Is that a problem? Do you have any issues with that? Do you have time to carve out?
I think I take care of what needs to be taken care of up front at home, and once a home is taken care of, then I'm free to do. We do have a staggered schedule, which is held. We're not always at home at the same times. We're not always working we don't work the same hours. So we kind of stagger. And there are times where you need your girls, or, you know what I mean? You need that time. Or your friends, whoever they are.
Friends, right.
Period.
Right.
And the same with him. So it's not a stress for us, because when he says, I need to hang out with the frat, or I need to go, spend some time with my boys, I'm like, bye, have a good time. Do you need me to call? No, do your thing. Just, if it get too late, just text me, let me know you're all right. I think people just need to let people have space sometimes. And then when you come back together, it's a beautiful thing.
Right. I agree. And the same for me in my life. I get kind of wrapped up into work, and recently I became reacquainted, if you will. See, social media has its role, and for me it was truly a blessing, because I was able to get back with my elementary school friends that I've known since I was 7 years old. Wow. And I'm 21 now. Okay. All right. Okay, in my 40s, my early 40s. Okay. So we actually had an opportunity to get together in March. It was 9 of us, and we actually got to come, some from Florida, from New York, some right here from Georgia, and it was awesome. And we call ourselves FFLs, which means Friends for Life. Okay. So we have our own little group, if you will. We have our own little communication group on Facebook, and we have been able to support each other, to pray together. I have my dad is suffering right now with ALS, which is Lou Gehrig's disease, and he's in a really bad way right now. But they have been my rock and my strength, and I just find that when you have good friends, and you don't need a lot of friends or a lot of people in your life, but when you have a good balance, again, that work-life balance. Right. So work is going to be work, and you're still going to have those daily, struggles and the stress and the ups and downs of work, But when you have a good foundation, and that's with the spouse, with the mate, and with friends, anything you can face anything, and they truly have been my rock. you know, and I just thank God for that. So in your personal life, I feel for me, when I have that constant, it helps me overcome whatever challenges that I have to face, because I know that I'm not facing them alone. You know,
Right.
first of all, God, of course, who is the head of my life, and then again, those friends of mine who are also, you know, God-fearing. It makes a world of difference, and I know that I can overcome anything with that career, because that career can come and go. You know, I can go to work tomorrow, and they can say, you know what, Shawan, we no longer need your services. Would you like a ride home? You know, I know that once that job is gone, that I'm still going to have that foundation. You know, so it is very important. And as to speak to what you said, that is a good thing to have.
Well, yeah, I'm in my early 30s, and I'm learning a lot of. First of all, I'm coming from a lifestyle that had me. Basically, I was a recluse. So me being on this show is like me stepping way outside of what I would ever think to do. And so I didn't have any like friends per se, you know, because I was very, like I said, to myself and like close to God, trying not to lose my mind. And so for me to reach out to my friends or anybody around me would kind of be a moot point, because nobody would understand anything that I was going through if I was to call and tell them about something that happened at work. It's like, what? You know, it's too much to explain. So it would be just me and God, you know what I mean? So I'm journaling a lot. And actually the book Scriptures for Strippers, it is a journal. It's a devotional and a journal, so you can write down whatever you're going through, because you have a lot that's going on inside of you that you would not even want anybody to know, you know, that you're going through.
Right.
You know, that you may be thinking about killing yourself because you just hate life that much. You know, that's kind of depressing. You don't want to tell your man that, because he'll start feeling like he's doing something, or, you know, or you're just bringing him down. So it's kind of like, learning how to be alone is something that, see, people don't tell you when you're 20 that you will be crazy. Like, let me ask y'all, was y'all crazy when y'all was 20?
I'm crazy when I'm 40.
Okay.
But you know, I mean, but I've learned to deal with it. But you know what I'm doing? You're right.
20s was a little out of control. So yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
You're
it's just,
finding yourself. You
yes,
really are.
that in itself for females, because you know we always aspire to be past where we at. Okay, when you're 9, you want to be 16. When you're 16, you want to be 18. When you're 18, you want to be 21. So you just always, and then when you turn 21, you're like, I want to crawl back in the womb. I just want to start over. Like, I don't want to do this no more.
Right.
So it's like,
get a do-over.
Right.
So it's like when you have, like, dealing with your personal life can be a job in itself when you don't have an idea of what that means, or you just kind of become a codependent person where you really, like, can't live without your clique. You can't, because I know people who just will not make a decision without asking everybody they know. And you know what I mean. Like they have to get validation.
Right.
And they literally need for everybody to vote, and they need everybody to tell them. And then there's people who you can't tell them nothing. They need somebody to vote, and they won't listen to anybody because I got it. And it's kind of like you need to get balanced in being alone, being with yourself.
Yeah.
And being with yourself means whatever God means to you.
Right.
Get closer to that.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Oh, that's a phone call.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got a phone call coming in. Hey, caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, caller. What's your name?
Lavelle.
Hi, Lavelle. How are you this evening?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Doing very well. Go ahead. You have a question or comment?
Well, no, I was just calling in to, I hear you guys talking about how to balance the life and professional women and your personal life. So I just wanted to comment that I've worked in radio sales for years and advertising, and sometimes your work becomes your social life.
Right.
But when you have that time, I could be very introverted. So definitely there's times when I can go in the house on a Friday and not come out till Monday morning.
Oh, yes.
And it's okay.
It is.
And, you know, my television, I'm in advertising, but my television doesn't come on. Now, I might be on the internet or, you know, I'm a big Hulu person, so I'll catch. It's funny. I don't like watching real-time television. I just feel like I could be doing something else, you know, while I'm sitting and waiting for the commercials to go past and television to come back.
Absolutely.
But if I sit in the house, I come in on a Friday and make sure I got me a bottle of wine or a couple bottles of wine, got me all those good things that I enjoy eating.
Yes.
You know, I might do a little cooking, I may not, you know.
Right. That's your choice.
I don't come out of the house till Monday, and it's okay.
Absolutely. You're
Well,
absolutely
people
right.
say, how can you do that? I'm like, sometimes you go so much that you just don't want to do anything.
You're right.
You
And
know?
you deserve that, and you've earned that. You've worked all week, and you've probably talked to so many people and done so much. That's your time.
It also sounds like she's very comfortable with herself.
Right.
When you like yourself and you want to spend time with yourself, this is an easy thing to accomplish. But when you're like what Sahir was talking about, you need a clique and friends and folks and everyone, you might not thrive well in this type of situation. Right. But we should all learn to be with ourselves and love ourselves.
Like Lavelle, absolutely, I agree, Lavelle. Now that wine, what kind do you have there?
Hello?
Call you there, Lavelle?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, I said, what kind of wine is that you have?
Oh, it depends. It depends on the mood. It may be a Riesling. I've been hitting up that Moscato pretty good here lately.
Okay, Friday's tomorrow.
Look, or I may make a picture of sangria. I make a good red sangria.
You got to get y'all some countryside, some tranquility.
Okay, somebody said something about some tranquility wine, but sound like we got a place to go on Friday to do our show.
It just depends on the mood, you know?
That's right. Well, enjoy you and relax, and that's right. I mean, I'm in sales, so I do talking for a living, so there's sometimes, you're right, where you just want to relax and be by yourself and enjoy. But thank you, Lavelle, for calling in. We appreciate that so very much. Thank you.
No problem. You guys have a great weekend.
All right,
you too.
All right. Thank you. Okay, we're going to go to a break. Thank you, Lavelle, again for calling in. It's Urban America Today Atlanta Special Edition with Sairi and Heidi and Shawana. We'll be right back.
Everyone needs a way to add gold to their financial portfolio. Carrot Bars International makes gold affordable to the masses with the freegoldplan.com. Get gold in 24 karat 999.9% pure gold bullion in small affordable weights. Save your money in gold and even get paid to share with others how to do the same. No broker fees, no setup fees, and with referrals, your gold can be free. Go to thefreegoldplan.com. That's thefreegoldplan.com now.
Are you in need of a dessert for a special event? Maybe a custom birthday cake. I know, it's your wedding day and you want a cake that will stimulate your taste buds and capture and create the memories for that special day. Well, Sweet Destination should be your choice. Let master sweet designer Montevia Gamble create a unique and delicious cake for your special occasion. But that's not all. Sweet Destination also creates other desserts, from cheesecakes, homemade fudge, brownies, cookies, pies, cake pops, cupcakes, and just about anything that you can think of. So check them out at sweetdestinations.com or on Facebook under Sweet Destinations. Remember, the greatest conversations take place on the road to the sweetest destinations of the human mind. So let's do more than business. Let's make memorable moments. We are Sweet Destinations. Tap Out Studios of Hollywood is one of Atlanta's newest visual and performing arts centers designed for you to perfect your creativity. Our 3,000 square foot event space includes a full bar, VIP section, movie screen, and 2 stages. Take advantage of our Spring Fling package deal for new and existing clients. Save over 40% when you rent our venue for $700 for events with more than 100 people. For booking information, contact Kendra at 404-578-1454. Located less than a half a mile off of I-20 off Fulton Industrial, we are Tap Out Studios of Hollywood. 620 Interchange Drive. Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, inspiring creativity, changing lives, and making dreams come true.
Welcome to a new twist where the personal surroundings coupled with the reputation of professionalism and quality service makes a new twist Gainesville premier multicultural salon. Committed to creating a unique look for each individual, the incredible New Twist design team will thoroughly explore your wants and needs for your hair. Whether you're a full-time mom, a new executive, a student, or just a person on the go, from cut and color to style and set to braids and locks, a New Twist will find the look that fits your lifestyle. So check them out online at anutwist.com. That's anewtwist.com. Also, if you're in the Gainesville area, stop by and see them. 813 West University Avenue, Gainesville, Florida. Give them a call at 352-373-3300. The hours of operation are Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. A New Twist Salon, putting a new twist on the same old you.
Okay, we're back with Urban America Today Atlanta Special Edition, 678-701-3738 with Heidi and Sayeri. Okay, ladies, welcome back. And Shawana. I keep forgetting myself. You know, I'm doing all the talk. I keep forgetting to say I'm here. But I'm here. Yay. Next time I'm going to say me first. Well, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Urban America Today Atlanta Special Edition. Hey, Sayeri, if you don't mind, could you go back? You had made a point earlier, and it had triggered something for me. And you were talking about being a young female at 20 and being crazy and just things going on. Would you mind touching back on that for just a second?
Okay, so when you're younger, nobody tells you, everybody wants to focus in on puberty. You know, when you're a teenager, you're going to have these up and down in your body, and, you're going to feel this way, you're going to feel that way about boys and all that. But they don't tell you about when you're 20, 21 years old, and you're technically an adult, and you're still feeling in a child place, and you don't know your place in the big wide world.
Right.
And with the perception of images of women in the media, the way men come at you, the way men don't come at you, the way you validate yourself, the way you're interacting with people, it can start to drive some negative self-talk within yourself.
Right.
And you start to believe these bad things, so you want to counter it with doing other things, and it starts to develop habits that could probably lead you into a bad situation that could hurt you for the rest of your life, like dealing with being a side chick and having a baby and then having to chase this man for the rest of your life to be in your child life, or to just try to have somebody to validate you and make you feel, am I beautiful? Am I worth a relationship? Am I worth anything? And if it's too much of that and it's not balanced with any positive things, or if anything is not put inside of you to nurture your spirit, it can result in hopelessness and suicide. And suicide is hard to deal with because a lot of people just won't know that somebody's thinking about it. Right. You don't even know how to come at that, because you don't know that somebody's going to go home and kill themselves. You don't know what, everybody's trying to pretend like they're okay. They're on Instagram. You can actually pretend you have a great life online now. You can present yourself to be great. Really be tortured. You could be tortured by yourself at home. That's why you have to be out. You have to be at a club. You have to have loud music. You got to feel alive, because if you get home, it's too many spirits speaking to you. It's trying to speak into you to believe certain things. And once you do that, because we're 20, 21, 22 years old, we tell ourselves, I'm grown. I have to deal with this. And a lot of times when people do, girls deal with it by having too much sex or drinking too much or taking drugs or, turning to just crazy activity.
Right. And, it's interesting that you said that, because the other day I was reading something, and when you touched on it about 20-year-olds and 22-year-olds. I don't know if you ladies are aware, but the young lady who created the blog and website for brown girls, and that's just about speaking to young girls about being secure in who they are and being in a darker skin, that it's okay, and self-esteem.
Okay.
And she actually committed suicide earlier this month.
Wow.
April 8th, and
Wow.
I happened to find it just by going through social media. Of course, like I said, it has its place in some things, and
Right.
I was just, I was speechless because
Right.
here you're thinking this is a young lady who saw something in herself and saw something in her peers that she felt that she needed to speak out on and create this blog and speak into their life about it's okay to be dark, it's okay to be different, it's okay to have your natural hair, it's okay to be thin, it's okay to be heavy, it's okay to just to be who you are,
Right.
and she spoke into this, and when I read the story about it, I'm saying she died. Okay, was she sick? Was she ill? 22-year-old young lady. She went to Morgan State and Maryland. And I'm thinking, okay, well, let me read the story. Surely something happened. It was a tragedy. Regardless, it was a tragedy of however she would have died. But then when I read further and it said that she committed suicide, I said, well, wait a minute. Okay, here's a young lady who obviously I thought would have had some things. Again, I wasn't judging because I hadn't read the whole story. I didn't know the young lady. I wasn't even really a big follower of For Brown Girls, but I knew what it was, and it tied into Black Girls Rock and just anything that's going to promote positive image of a young Black girl, like you spoke of, that would give them that self-esteem to grow into that positive woman that would portray her positively in the image of Black media. Therefore, she would be making those sex tapes that some people made. Right. So I'm thinking, okay, surely there's something more to this. But see, that's why we can't be so quick to judge, because we don't know her story. We don't know what she was battling. And it had nothing to do with her self-esteem. She was secure in who she was. And how I found that out was by reading more about what her friends said about her. And one of her friends felt compelled to post a video. Because her friend was disturbed by the fact that people were saying, oh, see, that's why you can't put so much faith in man. That's why you got to follow God. And I do believe that to a point, because, as we see things that happen in the media with ministers, and because we're all of the flesh. We're all human. We all fall short every single day. But I do believe that we need to listen to each other. We need to listen to people because they definitely have something to say. But it turns out that her mother died not long ago. And she was grieving. And she didn't know how to reach out for help or how to deal with that grief. And she couldn't take the loss of her mother. The one staple that she had that was her source, once she lost it, she was lost. So all those that she supported around her didn't realize that she was hurt. They knew she was grieving. And one of the young ladies said something that I just thought was just so... it just took my breath away, and it brought tears to my eyes last night. And she said that when Karen Washington died, I called my mother. I needed my mother to hold me. I needed to be in her arms. She said, then I got it. I realized what Karen didn't have. I could go to my mother. I could go to her arms. Karen couldn't go to hers. And I was like, wow, how deep is that? That in her mind, I'm thinking, and this is just me thinking, maybe in Karen's mind, she thought to be in her mother's arms, she needed to be with her mother. And that she could be there. And I'm not going to get into the debate of, what people say suicide is and what it causes, but maybe in her mind, that was the only way she could get there and find that peace. Because that was her struggle. So that just leaves it, you just never know what someone's going through.
Correct.
You know? So.
And even when you have a strong personality and you are there for everybody, like people really start to deify you, even though you. If somebody knows that your mother is dead, you need to treat them like that. I'm not saying that her friends weren't there for her, but still, I mean, yes, she did have this blog, but it's a reason where that came from. That was something that God gave her to help her and everybody. So it wasn't just for everybody. She needed somebody to come, and come through with the mother. And that's what I mean with us having like sisterly love and just female coming together and supporting and loving each other, so that we don't feel like we have to pick and select. Because I know women
build us up, not tear us down.
And I know women whose mothers are alive and they can't go to them. I know people who have very, very messed up relationships with their family, their females in their family, or they just don't have any connections with their family just because of how their family is. I mean, some people didn't come up with their family at all. My family's not really big. It's very small. And it is what it is. And if you don't have that in the first place, I could see, I mean, because I've dealt with pain and I've dealt with that whole thought process of going down that rabbit hole of suicide and everything.
And depression is real.
It is. And but for me, when I started to think about who I could call on, I just knew that it wasn't anybody around. You know, I just got used to that. Like nobody was there.
Right.
And that was the saddest part of it all for me. You know what I mean? You just cry and you are empty. You are empty and you need somebody to pour into you. But then if you're a recluse, you don't trust anybody. You don't even trust anybody to open up to anybody.
Right.
So, you know, with that having been said, this girl who has encouraged everybody,
all ages,
everybody, it's just like the Karen White, it's just like Scandal. It's just like Scandal, because we're here, we're solving everybody else's problems, we're here, we're looking like a hero, but when we go home, and I didn't know this before I said, you drink that wine, you get drunk, and that devil speaks to you, and he would have you doing something to yourself, because he would have you thinking that you're your enemy. And we have to build each other up. We have to be there for each other.
Heidi, you got a point you wanted to make?
I just wanted to say that, and in this point in my life, I'm mentoring a lot of younger women, and what I'm finding when I hear their stories is that a lot of times they feel like when they do things, they can't come back.
Right.
Like it's the most terrible thing in the world. And like they're the only person in the world that this has ever happened to, or that, you know, has done this. And that it's so bad that life is over for them. I mean, and I remember feeling that way sometimes in high school. I felt like have you noticed teens are dramatic? Everything is an issue. But then in my 20s, it amplified. Because in your 20s, you're exploring your womanhood, you're finding yourself, your sexuality, all that piece. You're going through a situation with men and women and families, and everything is just to the triple power. And so I just, in my talks to young women, I'm always encouraging them by my own self-testimony to say, hey, I've been down in that hole too, but this is how I walked up out of this and kept it moving. And I just think that the reason why we're even having this conversation, I'm hoping that younger women are listening, because a lot of times these stories are those you don't know how you're affecting somebody's life. That's why I tell people all the time, be careful what you say to people during the day, because you don't know what you're saying to them may really be something they need to hear. Because it can help them get to a different level or a different place in their lives. And I just want to see women come back from the break of destruction and doom. And it's just very unfortunate. There are a lot of young women just feel like they can't live or go beyond the side chick, or you slept with a married man. Okay, life is not over. You can move on, and you can learn something from this and grow and keep it moving.
Right. But you know, with social media being so prevalent, everything kind of is permanent. You know what I mean? Like if you know what I mean? It's like
everything is on blast.
It's on blast.
Everything is on blast.
You are right. I mean, before we used to have time go when somebody have a rumor, it takes a little bit of time so you can get to your friends and kind of explain before they hear, you know, from somebody else.
Looks like we got a call coming through. Go ahead, caller. Hello.
Hey, caller, who do we have there? Is this Angie B?
This is Angie B from Daytona Beach.
Hey, Angie B of the hottest home hotspot.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing?
She's a member of
I'm wonderful, I think. It depends on what y'all want me to talk about tonight. Praise the Lord.
We were just talking about, the ladies and I, Heidi and Sayuri, we were actually just talking about Karen Washington, the young lady who was the founder of the blog for Brown Girls. And we just found out that she committed suicide earlier this month. And we were just talking about how even though you might be in a position of encouraging someone and supporting them, that you yourself at times need encouragement, and sometimes people don't have the ability to see your needs, you know, and that we as women, we need to look beyond ourselves and reach out to others. And Heidi was just making a comment that she mentors to a lot of young women, you know, and even some that are not so young, and she just tells them that it's okay, you can come back from where you've been, that, you know, just like as we say, even in church, you know, God forgives all sins. There's no sin that you have done that he cannot forgive you for.
Right.
You know, and we're just saying that this young lady here was hurting and in so much pain, and nobody was even aware, because she was always speaking positive and speaking to young women's life about it's okay to be dark, it's okay, you know, to have natural hair, it's okay to be thin, it's okay just to be who you are, you know. And we were just wanting for you to talk to us and tell us about your book.
Well, I really do appreciate the opportunity. As difficult as it is to talk about it, I understand that it's an assignment, just like changing your baby's dirty diaper. It's got to get done. So,
right.
I appreciate that. But I think, you know, the comments that you have made this evening can be very helpful for the person that recognizes what they're in the midst of. But for someone that lives with a mental illness where their perception is just completely different from other people, I think that can set up a generation of pain and suffering. I used to tell people to pray for my children. When you got a crazy mama, you don't know anything else but crazy.
Right.
When you got when you got people in your family, and this is the way they think, sleep, and even act, and then you learn that, you don't know that any behavior is different.
Wow.
I cannot understand how a schizophrenic can go around with multiple thoughts and voices and personalities in their mind, because I don't have that, and I cannot understand why people don't go through the things that I go through. If I sleep 8 hours a night and get up, I still need a nap. If I go to the grocery store and come back, I am exhausted.
Right.
If I sit and read a book, a chapter, an article, I have a headache. And when my suicidal tendencies were at their worst, it made perfectly good sense for me to die, because then my children could go off and live happily ever after with their father, and they didn't have to put up with me. Now, did the thought of what's going to happen to my kids after the funeral, did that come into my mind? No. It wasn't there. Did the thought of me gaining 5 pounds if I eat a pound of chocolate? No. Because the mental illness in my mind, it makes perfectly good sense to me.
Right.
You know, some people talk about a lack of self-esteem or this or that. Why do people have a lack of self-esteem? Or were they taught to have it? Did it develop over time? Who knows? And who knows and understands mental illness any more than the people that study it? Now, do you eventually, you know, learn how to manage mental illness? Yes, my therapist tells me that I'm managing just like an alcoholic manages not to go into a bar, or, you know, a smoker manages. But at the end of the day, there are situations in my life that I see that other people can handle better than I am able to.
Wow.
Am I okay with that? I don't know, but every day I wait for my next assignment. And so my book talks about my third suicide attempt and how God saved me from it.
Right.
And
Angie B, what's the name of your book? I'm sorry.
The name of the book is Last Week I Wanted to Die. It was the first thing that I said to the therapist. You know, in the state of Florida, you try to commit suicide and they lock you up in the mental health hospital for 3 days.
Okay.
And then you have this mandatory counseling that you have to go through.
Right.
And so at my first counseling session, it's like a roundabout. You got to go around and introduce yourself and tell something. And the counselor looked at me and said, okay, what brings you here today? What happened last week that brought you here today? And I just was like, okay, I want a cheeseburger for lunch, and last week I wanted to die. And all of that made perfectly good sense in my mind,
right?
Because of the mental illness that I was in and that I live with.
Wow. And what's your contact info? Can we have your contact info?
Yeah, you can go on the website.
Right.
Everybody calls me B, so it's www.daqueenbee.com, thequeenbee.com, and just you can contact me there. You can order the book. It's an ebook, soft copy, and the CD, the book on CD.
Awesome.
And you can always find me on Facebook. Just search for me, Angie B, on Facebook.
Awesome.
And
Thank you so much.
Well,
That's www.thequeenbee.com.
Yep, that's it. Thequeenbee.com.
Okay, and Angie B on Facebook. And his last week, I wanted to die.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's it. That's it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
calling
so
in.
much, Angie. We appreciate you calling.
All right, talk to you later.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening to Urban America Today Atlanta Special Edition with Shawana, myself, Sayeri, and Heidi. We appreciate you all tuning in tonight.
We appreciate you.
I had a great time.
Yeah,
Thank
it was
you.
really
Thank you.
informative.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys. And we hope you enjoyed listening. We hope you'll tune in again to Urban Atlanta Today Atlanta Special Edition. Have a great night, everyone.
Good night.